We'll start with the invocation prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshura Unmilidhanayena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantigam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतारुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासवादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Once again, welcome you all. And today it's being a very, very important chapter. I was just asking, in fact, I just sent a message right now that, what duty we will do, how we will do, all that will be known today. So please join us. I just now posted. Maybe like people would have kept the alarm clock, and then I hope everybody will join. And let me see, is it visible?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So let's begin with our obeisance and respects to Radha Govinda, the deities who has given this opportunity for us to know and what Krishna spoke. And we move on, and we are also grateful and thankful to Mangalore ISKCON, which has given this opportunity for us to travel and get to know what is that we are going to speak. So yesterday, what we did, we move on from that. And as usual, this is science and spirituality. Okay, so when we do that, how are we connecting Bhagavad Gita with my day-to-day life? Because you're all traveling and you're all adolescents, you're all either teens, you're all either in the school or college, or looking for a job, or just getting into the life of from the studenthood to getting into this. So we all need some life skills. Okay, so what are those life skills? It is self-awareness, empathy, creative thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, interpersonal relationship, effective communication, coping with stress, and dealing with emotions. There are 10 core life skills. It can be combined and did the way you want. Now, these are the skills which we need to imbibe. How do we imbibe that? It's an effective tool, to empower the young people to act, take initiative, and you start working towards that. You become very composed. And how do we do it? So these are for our mental well-being. Now, is there any connection with Bhagavad Gita? Is that what we are going to find out? So how does these life skills work for youth? You're all in that stage. That's how you're here. So what is it that happens when I know I am empowered, I'm enabled in all these life skills, whether it is decision-making, problem-solving, creative thinking, or, empathizing, then you'll start thinking. So we can become very assertive. Not aggressive, but assertive, a very, very thin line between aggressive and assertive. Then we learn to be communicative and confident in speaking to others, So these learnings does help in becoming confident. Then you start realizing your self-worth. Oh, I'm no good, ma'am. I don't think I can really do it. So that will slowly fade away. Then your decision-making skills improve. You will decide for yourself. Because that empowerment will take place. You will be able to solve the problems of peer pressure over time. Because it's all practice. All these need some lot of practice. So if I do all this, then where am I going to be? So having given the basis and background, for you all start working on these life skills application. I start applying. So I have learned now my creative thinking, critical thinking. So when I've learned it, I have to start applying to my life in the day-to-day activities. So enabling and getting empowered. I have to be enabled and I have to be empowered by all these life skills. This is possible when the knowledge of all these life skills as a concept is understood and applied to your life. Possible only through the learning of Bhagavad Gita and only through the knowledge that Krishna gave to Arjuna. So when I need all these life skills, this is the basis for my mental well-being, for my understanding, for my day-to-day life. Then how do I get it? I do get a lot of information. I am going to get this basis from the Bhagavad Gita. So today's chapter is Karma Yoga. I'm sure you all must be waiting. What is karma? What is karma? What is karma? Is it like so many books have come out? So many, like for yoga, the way it has come, the way. So karma theory, everybody knows karma. So it's the yoga of action. It was spoken long way, 120 million years ago. You will understand now, you will know who spoke to whom. So in the coming chapters. So karma yoga was spoken. Now, Arjuna, you know what has happened. So he says, I am not very sure. Do I go this way or that way or the other way? Pros and cons, decision making. That's why I spoke about those life skills. So do I need to do a critical thinking, creative thinking? But I have a master. I have already given the whole thing to Krishna. So is he going to guide me? Yes. So all that self-awareness, empathizing, effective communication, interpersonal relationship, these are the things which we are going to be enabled, which you are going to get empowered. So now Arjuna is asking, which way? I am not sure. I've already accepted you as my master. Okay, ekam vada, please tell me one. Tell me one thing. I don't know. I am not sure. So Arjuna said, should I fight? Because he's already in the ocean of material greed. So what is it, Bhagavan words? So Mataji, Girishma Mataji, can you read the first shloka? Path of realization? Yes, please.
Jyayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhirjanardana tatkim karmani ghore mamyo jayasi keshava.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Arjuna thought intelligence or buddhi yoga in the spiritual advancement of knowledge as something like retirement from active life and practice of penance and austerity at a secluded place. That is, as a sincere student, Arjuna kept this question to Krishna. Okay, now you know what? I have understood, because the path of realization is buddhi yoga. So let me just now, renounce, leave everything and do the austerity and in a secluded place. So what is it that we are going to learn in chapter 3? Is conclusion. Is it renunciation or work? That's what he's asking. So now Krishna is going to start. Like he says, do your duty without attachment. Many of you asked, how is it possible without attachment? That is for fruitive action. So nishkama karma yoga. So karma kanda to karma yoga we will learn. We do so many austerities, so many pujas. So we invite all the demigods. We do all the yajnas, all the tapas. I will, Ganesha, please make me, get this through into this interview, get this the college admission. I will give you. So that is all like business. I will give you 100 coconuts. So how we try to get those things done for a very, very short time. But those are all the demigods are all limbs of Krishna. So we will understand they are meant for giving us immediate solution. So what is it that we need to do? What is it that Krishna says is act in Nishkama Karma Yoga, to set a correct example. You be an example, you be a role model. So do it, do the karma, but Nishkama, don't expect anything. So beware of lust and anger. 43 shlokas are there. If you really think of it, Nishkama Karma Yoga, do your karma, do your prescribed duties without any expectations, and be careful of this lust, anger, greed. I mean, these are all gateway for the hell. So who knows the story? Jadabharata story. Yesterday I said, you know what? You read and come. If you know, you can recite. I can continue with that. Yes, Mataji, you okay? We will give the chance right now to Sarika Mataji. Would you like to? Do you have the book? Would you like to read the shloka here?
Which shloka, Mataji?
Can you see it on the screen? Karmendriya and Samyamya.
Yeah.
It is third chapter, sixth shloka.
Karmendriyani samasya ya aste manasa smaran indriyayathan vimuddhatma mithya achara sa uchyate.
Mityachara, one who restrains the senses and organs of action, but whose mind dwells on sense object, certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender. Okay, now Jada Bharata he was a king. Okay, who is going to narrate this story? Anybody? Anyone can narrate the story if you know. Okay, what happened? I cannot. I will not be able to see if you raise the hand, but I would. You can unmute and tell me if you are interested to. So Bharata, what happened was, see, you can be wrong also. There's nothing wrong. Don't hesitate. You can just speak. It's all right. He was a king, and at the right time, by after brahmacharya, after grahastha ashrama, the third ashrama is vanaprastha. He came out, he went to the jungle, did all the penances, he was doing all this. Vanaprastha, he went to the jungle and was doing. Then while he was doing this, one of the hunter was hunting a deer. And when he came hunting, while Bharata, the king, he was a very noble king. Okay, so when he was doing all this nitya karma anushtanam, that means, that argyam and what they do, standing in the pond, standing in the river. This deer, when the mother deer with the small deer, with this fully pregnant, the hunter came behind, and with that fear, it delivered. So this baby deer was in the hands of Bharata. That naturally the mother deer died. Now Bharata is totally focused on bringing up this deer. Okay, so totally the senses got deluded. Where he left everything, the luxurious, the palace, the kingdom, the jewelry, the sons, the wife, everything to do penance, and where he got into this. So there's the continuation of the story. We will tell you later. Okay. So if everyone has joined, then we can play the. After this slide, we can play the birth and death cycle, because that is the continuation of yesterday's. So now this cycle of sacrifice, when you see, okay, so the Vedas speak about, all our scriptures speak about the duties that you perform, the sacrifices that you give, which produces the rain, and the rain gives you grain. So the grain again gives you, for all the living entities, the food is produced, and the food is given as an offering as a prasadam, and then you start eating. So what does our Veda teach? That you do your duties, they are cultivating, you're seeing. Okay, now what happens? That is a cycle of sacrifice. Yes, Prabhu. You know what I will do right now? I would like you all to look into this chanting also. And are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, okay, but it is not in the. Now this chanting, I would like you to look into this. I don't know whether you're able to see me. If I stop sharing the screen only, then you'll be able to see, I think. Yes. Show it to them. So right now, what we are seeing is what we saw is the transmigration of the soul, okay, after the Jadabarada story. Now, the cycle of sacrifice also, what is it being told and how do we perform, and how the sacrifice helps us to grow the food. Okay, so here you are seeing Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasavadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we have the 6th chapter, we will also be told and taught, like, I'll invite one of our Prabhu who will be explaining that how this Maha Mantra has got direct connection with with your pranayama. Okay, so with the yoga, the sense, the inhalation, exhalation, and kumbhaka, many of you would be doing it, and how it is for the mental well-being and physical well-being. So why are we going through this is basically how do I do the japa, and at least start the japa. I'm sure you would have started, many of you. Okay, so the devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sin because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. This is the continuation where we gave the sacrifice, we produce, and we offer it to Krishna then we take it as a prasadam. So what can be offered, that also needs to be really thought over. What is it that we can offer to God? So offered first for, yes, Mataji?
You haven't shared the screen.
I haven't shared? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm thinking I've shared it. How is it? Thank you for letting me know. And that's what, in between I stopped, so that sharing thing has gone. Okay. Now are you able to see?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. All these are the, that is how we learn also. I was thinking I'm showing it. Okay. So, Yajna, yes, you can read. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare for food for personal enjoyment really eat only sin. It is very clearly given, unless and until you offer something, then you take it as prasadam, absolutely is of no use. We are collecting only the sins. Okay, so the first thing is all your senses, we just go on to the bodily platform. You're seeing the images. Then it leads to your sensual platform. Then the mental platform. How does it work? Intellectual platform. Then comes your spiritual platform. Now connected with all those life skills. Where is it? Bodily platform is only for your sense gratification. Then it leads to the sensual platform. When you're using your intelligence, it goes to the mental platform. Then, okay, all my intelligence, my ego, everything kicks in. Then slowly that spiritual platform is also kicked in. So, Sarita Mataji, read the shloka, please.
Indrayani pranaya ahur indrabhavaya paramana manasasato param buddhir yo buddhe parastastusa. The working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence.
So the soul is the highest, okay? Highest. Why we are still there? That means the body means senses. Senses are controlled by mind. Mind under the control of intelligence. Soul is above intelligence. Thus can conquer the lust. This is transcendental knowledge, the means of attaining liberation. Right now we are learning to get into the mode where I try to control my senses. That is in my control. Can you see this image? Anybody who can give an explanation? What is it? All these 5 horses.
here the 5 horses are the sensory organs that we have,
Mm,
and the one who is riding them is the mind, and the
mm.
one imprisoned in all of this is our soul.
Very good. Excellent. So these are all the senses. You're seeing the ears, the nose, right? The eyes, the hands, and the tongue. And this string is the mind. Okay, the mind travels very fast. Chanchala buddhi. It goes very fast. And that, when we use the intelligence, then you have the control over the mind. This is what we need to work. How do I control my mind? And the soul is watching. So when me, mine comes into the picture, then all these sense organs, they go hayway. They can take you anywhere. So your mind, it is all in you. Okay, the mind can be enemy, the mind can be a friend also. So yes, next shloka.
यदा यदा आचरति श्रेष्ठस्तद् एवेतरो जनः स यत् प्रणाम कुरुते लोकस्तद् अनुभवते.
Yad yad
Whenever act,
acharati sreshta. Yad, the way you perform, the way we have a role model. You're seeing, the way they are walking, so we follow that. So whatever action is performed by great men, common men follow in his footsteps. It happens in our houses also. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. Is saying, Krishna is explaining. So he leads by example. He himself doesn't have to do everything for us, but he himself has descended and is doing everything for us. So that itself shows that, he is giving you. Now, what is this? Okay, you read the shloka. Dhumeva vriyate vahnir.
धूमेन व्रियते वह्निर् यथा दर्शो मलेन च यथो बेनावर्तो गर्भस् तथा तथा तेनेदम् अवर्तम्.
Avritam. So you see three things here, okay? Now, the smoke is covered. The fire is, there is fire, but then hardly you can see the fire. The smoke is covering. Then you see the mirror, dhumake. The mirror is, these are all the degrees of lust, greed, anger. Now, these are all the degrees. How do you say the degrees? You are seeing the dust on the mirror. And that is another level, second level. The third level is the fetus, inside the fetus, the mother's womb. It's there inside. It's totally covered with that fluid. So amino acid, all that is covered means that's it. You don't even know what is happening. So these are all the different degrees of lust. As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, or as an embryo is covered by the womb, the living entity is similarly covered by different degrees of this lust. Arjuna says, maybe we are not even interested to do all those sins, or, we are pushed to do certain things, which is not correct. Many of us, we all have those questions. I may be enabled, I may be having all those life skills, but still sometimes of peer pressure, I am pushed to something. Why do I go ahead like that? Why do I do this? So that is what we need to understand. What is this image? Can anybody explain? What is this image? Yes, this is amazing image. We have lot of Jataka tales, and it is one from one of the Jataka tales, and it is also there in Bhagavad. See, where is the elephant? It is pulling the tree. And there are rats, which is like, trying to cut off the branches. And this man is hanging because he sees all the snakes in the pond. Okay. Now, there is this beehive where he is like, the little drop of the honey, that is this senses. Oh, he's enjoying. In spite of, so much of that surrounding, which has got totally entangled, the soul has so conditioned. We are all conditioned souls. We come under those senses. In spite of so much of negativity, but then if we are connected, there he is going to say, you're seeing on this man's right hand side, who is watching, he is only a spectator. Krishna is just watching. You understand the depth of this? The depth in this particular image. That itself shows. So one who thinks that he has many enemies is an ignorant man. A person in knowledge knows that there are no enemies, but those within oneself, the uncontrolled mind and senses. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 8th. So what is it, 8th chapter and 10th shloka? What is it that, we are trying to give you through this? In spite of all the available things around you, maybe you're enabled, but if you start thinking that I am the doer and I am the one who has all the control, that is wrong. Somebody is actually making you to do things. Now, if somebody is making you to do the things, when Krishna is there with you and you do all your prescribed duty, leaving, so Nishkama Karma Yoga. So now, renunciation or action is what Arjuna is asking. So, Ekam Vada, please tell me one thing. So now Bhagavan started telling Nishkama Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Jnana is like with knowledge, with using your intelligence. Your mind has to have the control over all the senses. That the image you saw. Niyatam Kuru Karma. Do the karma. Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga. What is Karma Kanda here? Is like, all fruitive actions. I am doing this yajna to get, get a job. I'm doing this. I'm going to this temple and doing all this so that I pass in my, or I get some, good credit, good score, good grade. So when I start doing all that, that is Karma Kanda. So from Karma Kanda, we need to move on to Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is leave everything to have Maha Vishwasam, have that faith, and then don't go here and there to beg. He's ready to give you a golden plate, but we are asking for a nickel. So that is how we have seen many, many examples over a period of time. So lead by examples. Yed yed acharati shreshta. Shreshta means the people who are in that higher quality, the Mahatmas. So they lead by example. That is what. So greatest enemy, iha parinyam. So the greatest enemy is what? What is the greatest enemy? Who is the greatest enemy? Anyone
Lust
can
and
tell me who is the greatest enemy or who is the greatest friend?
mind.
Mind. Yes. Very good. Very good. Mind is the greatest enemy. Mind is the greatest friend also. Okay. So we have tried to do those life skills just because, the life skills are the ones which are going to enable us, which are going to make us, which are going to make you apply those in your life. Do you see any connectivity? What is that Bhagavad Gita says? You do your prescribed duty. I don't know how many of you are students in this, but then the students' prescribed duty is, I listen to my parents, I listen to my teachers, I am kind, I am compassionate, I have empathy, I know what I have to do, and I know that time management, I know what I am supposed to be doing. So because Krishna is residing in me and I have faith in him, I am not going to be begging here and there. I am just going to concentrate. So the demigods are all there for us to, you need to be very, very careful. You can worship, okay? And worship become like greatest bhaktas. But if you have only one goal, just focus on that goal, whatever goal it may be. While you're studying, keep doing the activities, keep doing without any, you need to remember, I don't have to have, goal is different. And, the fruitive action, that is the action that I am doing, the karma that I am doing should not just, if I don't get, now I'm depressed. If I don't, what I want an iPhone of 45,000 rupees. Then if I don't get that, then gone. I am angry. So, I mean, today's youth, but you are all, I don't think you are all into that category because you have got up at 6 o'clock and you have come. Many of our devotees have got down from the train. It is really sad. Those who are here, at least take this message. Do not leave. I have been writing, don't leave, don't leave. There are so many things which we can learn because, there is something which get connected with the super soul, with the supreme Godhead, with Krishna. What is happening? You have a lot of mental energy. You may be an intelligent person. You may be going for all that, the training of getting into the medical seat, getting into the engineering college, or getting the law, or getting good job. All those things can happen. That is intelligent question with your intelligence. Okay, then you are able to balance because you already joined here. Then that connection between that, having that faith and trust that whatever is happening is all for good, but I'm doing my best. You cannot sit idle. You cannot leave everything. So mode of goodness and mode of your, ignorance, that needs to be taken out. So mode of passion will always be there, active, energetic, which we will be studying afterwards. So, but without any desire, without any expectations. If you start doing your work, expectations and goal setting is different. Okay, you are setting a goal. I need to get this. That's fine. Do the process. You keep doing. Okay, the process has to be really facilitated well. What you do, step 1, step 2, step 3, that is all to achieve that goal. But final goal is different. Final goal is the liberation from this. I am not asking you to immediately start chanting, go to Himalayas, go do this. No, you don't have to renounce. That's what Krishna is telling Arjuna here. No renunciation. You cannot sit there because your mind will be traveling. How are you going to control the mind? No, you need to do the prescribed duties because you need to be a role model, as I am the role model here. So that's what is being explained here. And you can put the questions on your chat box. I hope the questions that was answered will continue for the second day questions also. I'll be answering them, but you can raise hand or you can ask questions. Yes. Karma Yoga, what is it that you want to know from Karma Yoga? And in the beginning, I gave you 10 core life skills. I keep working on that. So empathizing, self-awareness, critical thinking, creative thinking, and decision-making, problem solving. And you also have coping with stress, dealing with emotions. So these are those core life skills which you will be working on. And when you are going to work on these life skills, what is happening? You are learning what Krishna told Arjuna is basically the karma, how he has to do, what he has to do, what he cannot renounce. So is he being empowered? Yes, Krishna was a great teacher. So he was a listener. It was an unconditional positive regard that he was showing. It was unconditional. Whether you agree, whether you are able to decide or not, he has given you the knowledge. Okay, you have been given the knowledge. You have been given the understanding. So now it is up to you to apply those life skills in your life, as Krishna has told Arjuna, that he has to be given that priority. What is to be given? Nishkama Karma Yoga, without any expectations. Can I do my duties? I don't expect anything from anybody, but then I need to get all those all those things that I need. What is to be actually done by me. Okay, so if I start singing, my parents have to give me all their property. Only then I will be taking care. Only then I'm going to be nice. That is the biggest. I have, as a daughter or as a son, I need to be very nice, kind to my parents. And, communication is very good. Okay, effectively you communicate, sit and communicate, have a discussion, that is fine. But without any expectations, that is what is a Nishkama Karma Yoga. This is the key message in this. Yes, any question here? Okay. Soul never dies, but scripture like Bible and Quran says that after you die, then only on day of reckoning. Wait a minute. The question is going up. You can unmute and speak also. Okay. That's gone. Where is it gone? Can you unmute? Okay, here. But scripture like Bible and Quran says that after you die, then only on day of reckoning, you will be given life again. And it does not believe fully in reincarnation. All right. So you saw the transmigration of the souls. Okay. This is like the body is being given, and it's like, you're wearing this cloth today and tomorrow another. Okay. Now, when I am believing that this soul is eternal, okay, and that's why for 12 days it is there, it is listening. You do have, if you have time, do read Garuda Purana. Okay, the one of the out of 18 Puranas. All our scriptures talk about reincarnation and transmigration. That is, you don't want to come to this entanglement, and don't want to become the conditioned soul. The ultimate goal is go back to the Godhead. He is waiting. Okay, we have taken birth as a human being due to different karmas. We have not gone into animal kingdom. Our own karmas have brought us here. And I'm going to answer this. I will write it and send it to you. Well, about Quran and Bible, I'm not very sure. I am not very clear about what they have said, because maybe superficially I would have read. But about our scriptures, what is it said, and where is our ultimate goal? Where do we need to go, and why are we going to work on this? We have a home. We have come from there, and it was our desire to come here. It was our wish. So we have the free will. Sanatana Dharma, those scriptures are for you to not for chanting, not for Bhagavad Gita is not a chanting book. Bhagavad Gita is the way you live your life. I began with life skills education. The way you have to live is what is being told in Bhagavad Gita. And ultimate goal is I go back to my, okay, Prajesh Prabhu, yes, I would really love that if you want to answer.
Not about answering, Mataji. Like, I got disconnected, right? Like, while showing the video, like, should I show the video again?
You
Like,
want to show the
immediately
video?
stop.
I think this question has got so much of relevance in this video. Yes, we can continue that video. It is only for 7 minutes, transmigration. And these questions, Sirija Mataji, you just take it down, and I will write the answers and post it in the group. Because we have a lot of posts in your groups, please do not leave. Read it, delete it, and then be with us. Be with us. I have been telling, I'm seeing, whenever we post something, maybe your phone is hanging, I understand, and immediately you leave the group. Please don't do that. Read it, or if you don't like it, just send it to your mail, read it later on, but delete it. Yes, Prajesh Prabhu, you can
Yes,
can
Mataji,
continue.
can you make me the co-host?
Yes.
And like, can you stop recording?
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. This was very important because it was a continuation of the second chapter. So this is already posted in the group. You can watch it. But meanwhile, these are important questions which I'm seeing, and this is very, very important for all of us to know. Ahindra Kumar Prabhuji, success, okay, in the form of fame, wealth, cracking certain exams, etc. Yes, very good. This is a very important question for youth. I think many of us do go through, and do I really look into the success? This is what exactly Krishna is asking. Why in today's era, individuals thrive for success. So success is all that matters. Naturally, if I'm going to say, okay, you know what, renounce everything, renunciation is important, go and sit and do just yajna and tapas, that doesn't make any sense for you, because we are always active. The soul is always active, and we need to do study, do everything, but leave the expectations. What I'm saying is the expectation is there, the goal is there, and don't get into the, what happens is, I have set a goal, okay, the sadness, then depression, then I'm totally, getting into the mood of anger because I didn't get what I need to. But working towards success is very important. You need to work for it. We cannot be in the mode of ignorance. We need to be in the mode of goodness. We need to be in the mode of, like, all activities will go on and achieve that goal, earn enough. But how do you spend that money is later on. But right now, as a student, if I think, oh, you know what, I need not have any expectations for getting success. Why not? That success is your immediate goal where you start working towards it. So now Krishna tells Arjuna, you fight. Don't expect what is going to happen. If I do this, oh my God, all my relatives will die. So I'm just trying to connect. You are using your decision making, your problem solving, you are explaining all this creative thinking, critical thinking, all those life skills for you to get some success. Once you do that, you don't get the success, it's all right, it's okay, it's the way it is, but the effort has to go on, is what we are trying to say. Nishkama karma yoga is you keep doing your duty. So I will write the steps for you and send it in the we will post it there. Yes, Grishma Mataji, I'm just coming back. Should an individual, okay, how to devote oneself, how to devote oneself, it's a beautiful message. I'm seeing, if Sanatana means timeless, Gita is Sanatana also. Yes, Gita is 120 million years ago. It was spoken to Vivaswan first, and every yuga, Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, every yuga, he is going to descend and speak. Yes, Grishma, Mataji?
Mataji, I was taking up the quiz that was posted on the group yesterday.
Hmm.
So there was a question I had confusion in. It
Yes.
states Arjuna stated compassion as a reason to decline fighting. What was Krishna's reply? So the options given were Ashtanga Yoga, Sakama Karma, Jnana, and Karma Yoga. So I thought it was Karma Yoga, Mataji, but it turned out to be incorrect.
So there was one option was Nishkama Karma Yoga also.
Sakama Karma was given, Mataji.
Yes, Sakama Karma is above Nishkama Karma. That is, you are above than all that. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You know, they don't fall under the mode of goodness or mode of three, Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. They don't fall mode of passion or mode of ignorance. They are above than all that. Okay, so that is why it is Nishkama Karma, Karma Yoga, Sakama Karma Yoga, Karma Kanda. So if you start reading in detail, yeah, this sloka, if you have the book, do you all have the book? Okay.
Yes,
if you don't have, do get it. This month, I think, getting the book is also very, very important. So please get the book. And okay, what is the yuga after the present Kali Yuga? It is again a cycle. Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Sat Yuga, it will again come. So, okay, Gita is told by Supreme Godhead in Kali Yuga. It will come. It is still to come, but that it is all there written in the script also. It is only 5,000 years gone. 42 lakhs years are still there. Srimad Bhagavatam talks about that. Bhagavad Gita speaks about that. All that calculations is still there. Okay. Okay. So I am going to write the answers in detail because, hurriedly saying it may not. But there is one beautiful question: how to devote oneself to Krishna when everything around seems hopeless? Okay, everything seems hopeless. That is the beautiful analogy that he says, like it's a chaos. It's like everywhere fear and everything is what is not right. So when you still have that, the lotus leaf, okay, when the water is there on that, and there was one thing. So think about that lotus leaf. The water is totally, it is not absorbed, it is not attached. So but still we cannot be selfish, we cannot be bystanders. We need to communicate to people who are around us, who really matter to us. Getting the result or not, the way you speak, the way you communicate is important, but you may not get the result accordingly. Okay, it is all hopeless, you feel, but I have the faith, I am connecting it. I still feel, Krishna lives in every living entity. That is what we will be seeing in other coming chapters. Now, when he lives in every entity, then, you start training yourself, becoming pure and pure and pure. How do I do? By devotional service. Number one is devotional service. I began Shravanam, Kirtanam. There is like nine process. So one you have asked: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, Pada Sevanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Vandanam, Atma Nivedanam. So this 9 process will help you. How do I start? I start with the chanting. 10 minutes I spend morning Brahma Muhurta time. This is Krishna beat. So we really, this is Sakshi beat. Okay, we don't do anything with this. We begin from Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the air. This is, I. So this finger is also not used. But this I'm going to explain it in detail and maybe like in 6th chapter, how it is related with your pranayama also. So if you have this and you tie it like this, okay, and this finger is out. So Prabhupada has said 16, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says 16 rounds. It's all there in all your scriptures. 16 rounds you make and you're sure you go back to your house. Go back to your house. Where is your house? To your father, Krishna. But when we don't want to do and we get entangled, lot of desire with then you get entangled here only. So there is a big gap. Now, to begin with the devotional service that you're asking, you start chanting. Okay, so listen to the scriptures, read the scriptures, listen. After listen, do the chanting. Now, after listening, you're doing the chanting. Okay, now after chanting, what happens? Do little prasadam. You make what you cook, what you offer, and take it as prasadam. Be nice, be kind. Do that self-awareness. See, what happens is 85% we all have virtues. Only 15% there are some defects. There are some. As it is, human beings have got 4 defects: birth, the growing up, old age, disease, and death. But beyond that, what is it? You keep offering the prasadam, keep thinking the positive attitude, gratitude. I am kind. So my environment will become that your vibration will be sent to the environment. Okay. So what happens? Oh my God, it is such an irritating thing. So much of frustration. I get it. Then that is the thing. So it is all in your mind. In your mind, you see the newspaper. You have to keep yourself away from so many negative things because that will affect you. That will, whatever we think, whatever feeling we have, and whatever we read, whatever we see, has to be something related to this sattva guna, where that mode of goodness is there. Hold it, hold it. When something you see which is not correct, you don't have to get into this. Don't get involved. So that can happen once you start controlling your mind. Your mind can be your friend. Your mind can be your enemy. That is up to you, up to your sense grab. My eyes have to look at Krishna. My speech has to be with the Krishna. My legs have to go to Krishna's temple. My hands have to do all that work. So if I offer samarpanam, total surrendering from my mind, I start working on towards that. Then you will feel, okay, whatever happens, I'm still taking it. So when I have faith, I will not feel that hopeless thing. Okay. But still, I will write and send it to you in the group, which will, these are beautiful questions. I really feel like answering it, but then I don't want to stop you because the timings are very important. You have come here, you're staying here. I don't want you to leave. So I am going to write all these in detail, and whenever you have time, you can read it. Yes, Krishna is yet to come in Kali Yuga. You're right. We have 42 lakhs. I don't know where we will be there, or we would have gone to him. So the calculations of those years will be there. Okay, how many years? 5,000 already gone. Then how many years are still left? So what is the year for your Brahma? What is it? So these calculations our sages have already given. It's all there. We will, the chapters are coming chapters will have this. See, it's like this. The first 6 chapters are the upper layer of a sandwich. In between, we will have, karma, this one, bhakti. There you will have how the process of bhakti. Bhakti is all intertwined. Slowly you will see the thread flowing. Bhakti in between is all that cream that you have, whatever you want to have it in the sandwich. And then later part is knowledge. It's like a jewel box. Upper, the box is inside, what is there is bhakti. The bhakti is the devotion to him. So there are different stages of bhakti also. Shraddha, sadhu sang, you're all in this now, sadhu sang. Bhajan kriya. Then, anarthan. So anartha vritti is like, I don't have to listen to all. I don't have to go and watch the serial, which is of no use. I need entertainment. I need my enjoyment. I need to, go to restaurant. I need to have a party. Think about it. Think about it. So where do we land? What is it which is not, am I able to control my mind? Do I need to control my mind? That also is up to you. That is the beauty in Sanatana Dharma. That is the beauty in Krishna consciousness. That is the beauty in our, all the scriptures say, it is your free will. It is you who have to decide. Krishna gave so much of knowledge, but finally he says, Arjuna, you do whatever you want. You have the knowledge, you have the free will, you have to choose what you want. Okay. So, yes, is chanting and praying for us very good. Chanting and praying for us, is it selfishness? Anybody can unmute and say, those who are chanting. We all make, teachers have to do 16 rounds. So we know, is it chanting? There are two ways. You're right. Chanting, if I do it this way, okay, like this, it is for me to have connection with him. And I chant it openly, little louder, okay, like this. Now, if I start chanting in this way, this side, then I chant for the community, for the group, for your friends, for your, so is it selfish or selfless? That you need to decide. Again, decision is yours. Okay. So am I doing it for my friend? You can. The community chanting really helps. Okay. So Pradesh Prabhu, tomorrow you can show how you chant. No, sixth chapter, how you chant, because the peer influence is always better. So when you show how you chant, what you do for others, how do you chant, and for yourself, how you chant, and from your side, you have to unmute and have the beads with you ready. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Yes. Yes.
Mataji, I wanted to ask others, are they able to attempt the quizzes? Is anyone having any problem in attempting the quizzes?
Yes, you will all be given the certificate. I mean, you can have the certificate. So remember, attempt the quiz. Is there any problem? Is there any issue, any concern? Please let us know. And you can separately or put it in the group also if you have any issue. That we have admins, Pradesh Prabhu will help in that. Okay. And Srija Mataji, those who are admin, those who want to join as volunteers also, please give your names, give your numbers. We can just make sure that everybody, now I know I have two of you, you are ready for Shloka chanting, Girishma Mataji and Sarika Mataji, along with Rajshekhar Prabhu, start chanting, okay? And I'm going to give your names, which is very good. But apart from chanting shlokas, what else you can do, please let us know, okay? You can put it in the group also. Thank you. I am going to stop recording, and all these questions will be answered, will be sent also. Hare Krishna, no problem for the quizzes. So, okay. Rajesh Prabhu, in the chat box, they've written Deena Bandhu order. Okay. So there is no problem. But do attempt the quizzes, okay? Thank you very much. I'll stop here. You can start chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And there are two types: for self, for mental peace, for connecting your intelligence, emotional quotient with the spiritual quotient, okay? To get raised in that. And those life skills, you'll start training yourself. That is also there in your, yes, Hare Krishna, in your group. It will be posted. It's already posted, I think. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. I'm stopping here.